Before we dive into tonight's story, I need to talk to you about something important. We're a small channel dedicated to bringing you real, documented cases from across Asia, told with respect, research, and cultural awareness. Right now, we're working toward our first major milestone, 1,000 subscribers. We're not there yet, but with your help, we can reach it. If you appreciate the work we do, the hours of research, the careful storytelling, the respect for victims and their families, please hit that subscribe button right now. It's completely free. It takes 1 second, and it tells YouTube that these stories matter, that real cases deserve thoughtful coverage. Your support is everything to us. Thank you. Now, tonight's case is different. This is not an urban legend. This is not a ghost story. This is a real unsolved murder case from Tokyo, Japan. A family of 4 was brutally killed in their own home on New Year's Eve, 2000. The killers stayed in the house for hours after, ate their food, used their computer, fell asleep on their couch, and left behind over 100 pieces of evidence. But despite Japan's 95% murder solve rate, despite DNA evidence, despite witness descriptions, this case remains unsolved. After 24 years, the house still stands, and according to neighbors, something still happens there every December 30th, when the anniversary arrives. The lights turn on by themselves. This is the story of the Setagaya family murder and the evidence that refuses to disappear. December 30th, 2000. The Miyazawa family Setagaya ward, a quiet residential neighborhood in southwestern Tokyo. The kind of place where people know their neighbors, where children play in the streets, where nothing ever happens. The Miyazawa family lived at 3 Chom, Kamisoshigaya, a modest 2-story house. Father Mikio, 44 years old, architect, gentleman, community-minded. Mother Yasuko, 41, worked part-time at a local school. Son Ray, 6 years old, 1st grade, loved drawing. Daughter Nina, 8 years old, 3rd grade, played piano. Normal family, happy family. December 30th was just another day, preparing for New Year's celebrations. Yasuko's mother lived next door. They'd planned to celebrate together. Ring in the new millennium. Start the year 2001 with hope. Around 10:30 p.m., the family went to bed. Mikio had work the next day, despite the holiday. Yasuko wanted the kids to sleep early. Grandmother heard them moving around, getting ready for bed. Normal sounds. Family sounds. Then, around 11:15 p.m., the sounds changed. Thumping, dragging, something heavy hitting the floor. Then, silence. Complete silence. The grandmother assumed they'd gone to sleep. She went to bed herself. She had no idea that next door, her entire family was already dead, and the killer was still inside, walking through the rooms, touching their belongings, making himself at home. 10:30 a.m., New Year's Eve morning. Grandmother tried calling the house. No answer. She walked over, knocked on the door. No response. The door was locked from inside. She couldn't get in. She waited, called again. Nothing. By noon, she was worried. She called Yasuko's sister. Together, they managed to get inside through a window. What they found was carnage. Mikio's body at the bottom of the stairs. Multiple stab wounds. Defensive wounds on his hands. He'd fought, tried to protect his family. Yasuko's body in the 2nd floor bedroom. Stabbed. Head injuries. She tried to shield the children. Ray's small body in the loft bedroom. 8-year-old Nina next to him. Both stabbed. Both killed in their sleep. The house was covered in blood. Handprints on the walls. Bloody footprints on the stairs. The killer had moved freely through the house after, for hours. The police investigation reveals something that still haunts detectives to this day. The timeline, based on stomach contents, body temperature, and blood coagulation. The murders happened between 11:15 p.m. and 11:45 p.m. on December 30th, but the killer didn't leave until sometime after 10 a.m. on December 31st, nearly 12 hours. He stayed in the house for 12 hours after killing the family. Here's where this case becomes truly disturbing. Police reconstructed the killer's activities during those 12 hours. After murdering the family, he went to the bathroom, washed his hands, but he was injured. Mikio had fought hard. The killer had wounds on his hands, deep cuts. His blood mixed with the victim's blood throughout the house. He went to his kitchen, opened the refrigerator, ate 4 cups of ice cream, drank barley tea, left the containers on the counter. He went upstairs to the computer room, turned on the family computer, browsed the internet for hours, visited websites, checked theater listings, as if he had all the time in the world. He tried on Mikio's clothing, left his own blood-stained clothes in the bathroom, put on the dead man's sweater, his jacket. He took a nap on the living room couch while the family's bodies lay nearby, blood still pooling beneath him. He used the toilet multiple times, didn't flush, left fecal matter that would later provide DNA evidence. Around 10 a.m., when he finally left, he took several items: cash, an expensive figurine, Yasuko's wallet, and he left through the front door, calmly, as if leaving his own home. This is what makes the Setagaya case so frustrating. The killer left behind more evidence than almost any criminal in Japanese history. Over 100 individual pieces of physical evidence, and yet no arrest, no conviction, no closure. Item 1. The clothing. The killer left his jacket, black windbreaker, Korean Air logo on the back, size medium. The jacket was traced to a specific production run, only 300 made, sold in 1998, most distributed in California, USA. A few sold at a Korean Air airport shop. Item 2. The shoes, Schlesinger brand sneakers, size 27.5 cm, US size 9.5, rare model, only sold in limited locations in South Korea and Japan, fewer than 200 pairs total. The bloody footprints were preserved, distinctive tread pattern, specific wear marks. Police could identify these exact shoes if they ever found them. Item 3. The sand. Trace evidence found in the killer's shoes contained unique sand. Geological analysis showed minerals consistent with Edwards Air Force Base in California, USA. Specific type of sand, not found in Japan, not found in Korea, only in that specific region of the Mojave Desert. Item 4. The DNA. The killer's blood was everywhere. Type A. Full DNA profile established. Maternal DNA showed European descent, possibly Mediterranean or Adriatic region. Southern Europe. Paternal DNA showed East Asian descent. The killer was mixed race, European mother, Asian father. This dramatically narrowed the suspect pool in Japan, a country that's 98% ethnically homogeneous. Item 5. The knife. The murder weapon was a santoku knife, kitchen knife, common brand, but it was missing. The killer took it with him. However, a second knife was found, a sashimi knife from the Miyazawa home. The killer had tried to use it, but switched weapons. Item 6. The handkerchief. A handkerchief left at the scene. Momo-chan brand. Children's character. Sold only in limited areas of the Kansai region in the late 1990s. Production discontinued in 1999. Item 7. A hip bag. A small black bag left behind. Contained sand matching the shoe sand. The bag was traced to a specific manufacturer, limited distribution. All of this evidence, all of this data, DNA, fingerprints, clothing, personal items, geological markers, digital footprint, eyewitness descriptions, and still, no suspect, no arrest, no answers. In the days after the murder, several witnesses came forward. They'd seen a young man in the neighborhood on December 30th, acting strangely, loitering near the Miyazawa home. Witness 1, neighbors saw a young Asian man, early 20s, 170, 175, cm tall, 5'7", 5'9", medium build, short black hair, wearing dark clothing, standing near the park beside the Miyazawa home around 8 p.m. Witness 2, another neighbor, saw the same man around 10 p.m. Now, he was sitting on the swings in the park, just sitting, not moving, staring at the houses. Witness 3, a student saw a man matching the description getting off the train at Setagaya Okura Station around 6 p.m., carrying a small black bag, looking nervous. Based on the evidence, police developed a profile. The killer was likely male, early 20s, mixed race, European mother, Asian father, recently traveled from or lived in California, USA, possibly connected to Korean Air. The jacket, purchased shoes in South Korea, had a children's handkerchief, possibly bought for a younger sibling, familiar with the neighborhood, possibly held a grudge against the family. But despite this detailed profile, despite publicizing it across Japan and internationally, no one came forward. No one recognized this person. It was as if he simply vanished. Why would someone do this? What was the motive? Police believe they know. The Miyazawa home was built on land that used to be part of a public park. In the late 1990s, the Tokyo government decided to sell off part of the park for residential development. Several families, including the Miyazawas, bought plots and built homes. This angered some local residents. They'd lost their park, their green space. There were community meetings, arguments. Some residents threatened the new homeowners, told them they weren't welcome. One theory, the killer was connected to one of these angry residents, perhaps a son, a younger relative, someone who decided to take revenge on the families who stole the park. Mikio Miyazawa had been particularly vocal in defending the development. He'd attended community meetings, argued with protesters, made himself a target. December 30th was significant. The next day, December 31st, the remaining park area was scheduled to be demolished. This was the last night. The deadline. Was this a symbolic attack? A message? A final act of rage before the park disappeared forever? Police investigated this theory extensively, interviewed everyone involved in the park dispute, checked alibis, took DNA samples from over 1,000 individuals. Nothing matched. It's now 2025. 24 years later, the Metropolitan Police Department still has a dedicated task force. Over 280,000 investigators have worked this case. They've conducted over 100,000 interviews, collected DNA from 18,000 plus people, pursued leads in 39 countries. The reward for information, Wise for $20,000, approximately $200,000 USD. Every December 30th, police set up a mobile station near the house, distribute flyers, interview passersby, hope that someone, anyone, will remember something. The Miyazawa house still stands, exactly as it was. The family who owns the property tried to tear it down in 2005, but police asked them to wait. Evidence preservation, in case they need to return, re-examine, find something they missed. The house has been empty for 24 years, frozen in time, a crime scene that never closed. And this is where documented fact becomes something stranger, because according to neighbors, according to police officers who've stood watch, something happens at that house every year on the anniversary December 30th, around 11 miles p.m., the time of the murders. Neighbors report seeing lights inside the house, moving from room to room, as if someone is home, walking through, reliving that night. Police have checked multiple times. The electricity is shut off, has been for years. There's no power source, no way for lights to turn on, but residents see them every year. Lights in the windows, moving upstairs, then downstairs, following the same path the killer took. One detective who worked the case from 2000 to 2010 said this: "I don't believe in ghosts. I've been a detective for 30 years. I believe in evidence, but I've stood outside that house on December 30th, and I've seen the lights. I can't explain it. I don't try to. All I know is something in that house remembers." Another report, this one from 2018. A documentary crew received permission to film inside the house. It was the first time anyone had been inside since 2005. They set up cameras, recorded for 6 hours. When they reviewed the footage later, they found something disturbing. In one shot, a second-floor window, there's a shadow, a figure, standing at the window, looking out. But the crew confirmed no one was on the second floor during filming. The house was empty. They'd cleared every room before starting. But in the footage, there it is, a shadow, standing exactly where Yasuko's body was found. The crew didn't return. They abandoned the project. The footage was never aired, but screenshots circulate online. You can find them. You can see the shadow. And once you see it, you understand why they didn't go back. Yasuko's mother, who discovered the bodies, died in 2007. She never got answers, never knew who killed her daughter and grandchildren, never sought justice. Mikio's parents attend every anniversary memorial, every December 30th. They're in their 90s now, still waiting, still hoping, still believing that someday someone will come forward. The case file remains open, active. The DNA is in international databases, Interpol, FBI, police agencies across Asia, Europe, North America. If the killer ever commits another crime anywhere in the world, if his DNA ever enters any system, he'll be caught. But so far, nothing. Silence, as if the killer simply vanished into thin air after walking out that front door on December 31st, 2000. This is a real case, real victims, a real family destroyed on New Year's Eve. And somewhere out there, someone knows what happened. Someone knows who did this. Maybe it's the killer himself. Maybe he's watching this video right now. Maybe he's lived with this secret for 24 years. Thought he got away with it. But DNA doesn't lie. Evidence doesn't disappear. And Tokyo Metropolitan Police don't give up. If you have any information about the Setagaya family murder, please contact Tokyo Metropolitan Police. There's a dedicated international hotline. The information is in the description below. Anonymous tips are accepted. Your language doesn't matter. They have translators. One piece of information could solve this case, could finally give this family justice. Before we end, I'm going to ask one more time. If you found value in this video, if you appreciate the research, the respect for the victims, the careful way we handle real cases, please subscribe to our channel. We're working toward 1,000 subscribers. We're not asking for money. We're not selling anything. We just need you to hit that button. Tell YouTube that real cases matter, that thoughtful true crime content deserves support. Share this video. Leave a comment. Tell us what you think happened. Your engagement helps us reach more people, helps us tell more important stories. The Miyazawa family deserves to be remembered. Their case deserves to be solved. And maybe, just maybe, someone watching this video has the answer. Thank you for watching. Thank you for caring. Until next time, stay safe. And remember, evidence never lies. Somewhere, somehow, the truth will surface. And if you're ever in Setagaya Ward on December 30th, and you see lights in that empty house, you'll know. You'll know that some houses never forget. Some evidence refuses to disappear. And some victims, even 24 years later, are still waiting for justice.